Here's the problem. Our blood pressure for everyone watching this video is supposed to be under 120/80. That is what is considered normal. You are considered to be elevated blood pressure if your systolic number is between 120 and 129, but your diastolic number is 80. You are considered stage 1 hypertensive if your systolic number is between 130 and 139, or your diastolic number is between 80 and 89. Stage 2 hypertension is anything above 140 on the systolic and anything above 90 in the diastolic. And a hypertensive crisis is where the systolic number goes above 180 and the diastolic goes above 120, which, yeah, that's pretty bad. Now, all these numbers are different than when I was younger. Just to give you a reference, when I was born, the idea was that the systolic number was 100 plus your age. So if you were 60 years old, your blood pressure was considered normal up to 160 over whatever. They didn't worry too much about it. It was usually 90. So if you were 20 years old, that's where a person would have 120/80. But by the time I graduated chiropractic school in 95, 96 year, the thought process was high blood pressure, you really need to start talking to the patient about their lifestyle when it's 140/90. And if their blood pressure was 160/90 and they were trying all the lifestyle changes and it just wasn't working, that's when you send them off to the the people that distribute drugs. Not on the street, the actual medical doctors, that is. Now, all these numbers changed in 2017. Many doctors disagree that between the cradle and the grave, your blood pressure should always be below 120/80. But those are the numbers. What this means is your 12-year-old grandson should have the same type of blood pressure that you have at 65 or 70. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It's like saying we should have the same hair color at 12 years old versus 65. The solution: how does one get your blood pressure below 120/80? Well, so far what they've come up with is stop smoking, eat right, exercise, yada, yada, yada. But quite frankly, that's not enough. You need to work extremely hard. Some would say it's almost impossible because let's say you're 60 years old, you're gonna try to reverse the aging process that's occurred in the last 6 decades. So if this is your goal, is to reduce your blood pressure to less than 120/80, you might wanna consider being a little bit realistic. It's almost like being 350 pounds all your life and then suddenly at 65, you decide you wanna be 5% body fat. In theory, it's possible, but the work it takes, I'm gonna list for you some things to just get your body started. Here's how it's done. Number 1, daily cardiovascular exercise. Can you lift weights? No, stop asking me that question. But can you lift light weights multiple times? No. You cannot do that. The only way to strengthen your heart and cardiovascular system is to strengthen your heart and cardiovascular system. Lifting 5-pound dumbbells is not going to work. You need to run, you need to walk, you need to cycle, you need to swim, you need to kayak. Whatever it takes to get your heart rate up to a level and maintained on a daily basis for a minimum of 30 minutes, preferably an hour. You don't like to hear this, but it's the truth. You know it's the truth. Number 2, you need to find the diet that works for you that will reduce your percentage of body fat to the low teens or possibly even the single digits. It's the only way to radically change your body physiology is to change your diet. And quite frankly, small changes probably aren't going to do it. Again, we're trying to reverse up to 60 years of negative problems. Number 3, you need to stop stressing. Stress plays a major role in blood pressure. Many people will poo-poo it because they can't measure it. But you can measure it, it's just hard to measure. When you are stressed out, your body produces more cortisol. Cortisol raises your heart rate and raises your blood pressure. If you're stressed every day, you're just simply not gonna make it. It almost doesn't matter what diet you follow or exercise. If you're constantly under stress, if you're in that fight or flight syndrome, then you're pulling both ends of a rubber band and it's always going to be tight. The key is to stop stressing. Now, if you can figure that out, Let me know in the comment section down below. Number 4, and this is the final thing, you're gonna need to take a lot of supplements because, quite frankly, even if you change your diet, that's great, but the soil isn't as good as it used to be. The quality of food is not what it used to be. You're gonna be having to buy a lot of organic food and eating a tremendous amount of vegetables to get the vitamins and minerals necessary to lower your blood pressure. So you're gonna need to take some supplements. You're gonna need to take as many supplements as you are probably right now taking drugs. Now, don't get discouraged. I'm not saying you cannot get your blood pressure below 120/80, but what I'm saying is to think that you're gonna watch a video for 2 minutes, find out a hack, and just radically change your entire physiology that's been developing for decades is very unrealistic. Someone has to tell you the truth, and someone has to be honest with you about this. So that's what I'm doing in this video. If you would like a complete guide to lowering your blood pressure, where I go into detail over everything that you can do to lower your blood pressure and do it yourself, at the end of the video, look on the side, there's gonna be a box. Hold on, it's not there yet. Look on the box. If you don't see the box at the end of the video, turn your phone sideways or something like that. Today's video sponsor is Bioptimizers, and Bioptimizers makes a product that it's one of the supplements you probably should take, called Magnesium Breakthrough. It has 7 different types of magnesium in it. Magnesium plays a strong role in lowering your blood pressure and improving many functions of your body. I personally take magnesium. I take actually this product. I take it because it helps me sleep. It calms down my nervous system. It helps me relax. And it helps my blood pressure, sure, but it helps my muscles relax. It helps a whole host of things that I notice. So I take it at nighttime. I take 2 tablets. That doesn't mean you should take 2 tablets. You may take 1 or more depending on how much you need. But 2 tablets supplies 500 milligrams of magnesium, which is a significant amount, and that really helps me. So I will put also a link down in the description with a discount code for all my subscribers that you can go ahead and look at it. And whether you get that one or a different one, I really think you should look at all the different ones, but make sure if you're gonna buy something, freaking buy quality. And this is the high quality.